can't hear me if I press it. What does on mean? It's so they can hear everything we're saying through the microphone because they're all red.
If we want to speak, yes. Marilyn.
Turn off the red if you want to speak. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so we won't speak. We want to turn on the red.
Okay, well, I don't want to hear anybody hear me right now.
Okay, Robert. Good to go? Okay. Good evening. Good evening. I want to call the December 16th, 2025 WPA monthly meeting to order, 7 o'clock straight up. Attendance?
Sure. Mr. President, we have Cindy Fry, Bill Condon, Marilyn Whites, Bob Meltzer, and Blaine Beadle, and myself, Brian Larimore, in attendance. Absent are Adam Hall, Stan Earnhardt, and John Brutstein.
And we have a quorum.
Yes, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. We have a lot of minutes from previous meetings that have not been approved. So I think, Mr. Secretary, if we go through those sets
Yes.
one at a time, it'd be appreciated.
Sure. Mr. President, some of these minutes do reference reports attached, and they don't have the attachment. So in light of that, I'm going to table some of these minutes, the reading of those until next meeting. So September 16th references some reports attached. They do not have it. So September 16th, we're going to forego reading that one if everyone agrees. All right, no disagreement. The October 9th meeting minutes, there's no reference to a report attached. Everyone has a copy of that one. Did anyone have any corrections to that?
On October 9th,
Yes.
so you guys went into executive session. When you came back, you made a motion to accept 3 items discussed in executive session. There are 3 of us here who were not on the board then. We have no idea what was discussed then, and I have a problem approving that if I don't know what was discussed or what the motions were. So I kind of have a problem with that.
Okay, but that happened. So do you agree that that occurred?
But go ahead.
I disagree also. Number one, it was an illegal session because there were no contracts to discuss. There were no legal issues to discuss because I had spoken to Joe Crosby the day before and the day after to see what legal issues could have come up. And he said there were none that he was aware of, that he had sent to the board or that the board had sent to him. There were no personnel issues to discuss. So I don't even know why there was an executive session or what was discussed, because 2 of us left because there was no indication. We asked what the executive session was about and were given no information.
Okay. Well, since it was in an executive session and it was a legal executive session, which Joe Crosby was informed of, maybe not the next day when you spoke to him, but sometime later, he wasn't informed of an email via email from Jonathan Brutstein, our legal chair. But since it was an executive session, we're not going to discuss it in public today. If you want to table reading of these minutes or approving these minutes, I'm more than happy to do that.
Yes.
I would agree with tabling those, and
I'm good
Cindy
with
is
that.
correct. We have herself, myself, and Bill would probably like to
Thank you.
review that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. The October 21st minutes, reference reports attached. So I'm not going to read those. We'll do that the next meeting. November 24th minutes also reference, well, actually, they need the list of the names of the committee members of the special recall committee. I did not put those in. Do we have that list? Does anyone have that list today? If not, I will get it.
I do not.
Okay.
Here.
No one else? All right. So that is not complete either. We will get those done at the next meeting. October 30th, we had an email vote in which to approve it says to approve the contract for the professional decoration setup for the 2025 Christmas decorations in the circle. For those that don't know, whenever we have an email vote, we have to all sign it, and we have to announce that vote occurred at the next meeting. We have to get signatures from Russ Cocaine and Joe Myers and Michael Downs for this to move forward. Actually, everybody needs to sign it, so we'll get those signatures as soon as I can from you guys. Marilyn?
I already signed it.
Copy I saw, there was 2 signatures
Yeah,
on it.
I signed it and Stan signed it.
Marilyn
Okay.
and Stan.
Good deal.
Correct.
All right. Yes.
The copy I have has no signatures.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's,
So we'll put all on one piece of paper before we sign it. So this cannot, I'm not going to, because we don't have Russ or Joe or Michael having signatures on that yet, we can't approve this one either, but just want to let everybody know that
So we'll
occurred.
table that too.
That's correct.
Okay. The other thing is there's no indication of whether any action was taken or what that action was
Agreed.
on this. So, and that wasn't, I think the minutes as written, well, no, it just says here, summary needs to contract a professional, nothing in here says, there was an approval. The signatures make I guess the process legal,
Yeah,
but
agree.
the action itself is
Right.
nowhere mentioned.
I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't, it was very informal via email. I'll be happy to forward that to you, but I would agree with you. We'll table this, rewrite it, and have it ready for the next one.
I have copies of emails if you want to see them.
All right.
No, we're just talking minutes now.
The last one is reorganization meeting minutes on November 22nd. Everyone has a copy of that. Anyone have any corrections or additions?
No, sir.
okay.
Mr. President, I move to approve the minutes dated November 22nd, 2025.
All right. There's a motion to approve the November 22nd minutes. Do I have a second?
A second.
Any more discussion on that one? All in favor, signify with aye. Aye. All right. November 22nd minutes, will pass as read. The other 5 sets are tabled for the reasons Secretary.
Question, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
The annual meeting minutes weren't listed here. I know when I was at the annual meeting this year, the annual meeting minutes from 12 months ago was approved,
Mhm.
which seems very unusual to me. I mean, if we're in a meeting and we take action and make elections, or not even make elections, but take some act, or if we're in any meeting, quite frankly, we should have minutes, and why wait to approve them? And
I believe,
If I may,
Yeah, go ahead.
because that was an annual members meeting, these are directors meetings, so we don't have our next members meeting until next November. That's the reason why there's no minutes for that. We're not in a members meeting right now. That's the way we've done it in the past.
So the members
Mhm.
would have a vote on approving?
Correct.
I don't remember a whole room. Well, actually, it was a little chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get votes from all these people out in the audience, and then you got proxies.
Right. We did have that
I didn't
vote.
understand that process whatsoever, so I did not get that there was any logical member approval, so.
Understood. Yeah, we did have that vote at the member meeting, but I understand what you're saying. It was It's a little chaotic, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, that one's separate. I guess to be legal about this, let's get a motion to table those 5 sets of minutes.
Move to table those
until-
minutes, the reading of the minutes for the other.
Yeah, the other 5. Is there a motion to table those 5 sets?
I'll make a motion to table the draft minutes, board minutes from the September 16th, 2025 meeting, the board minutes of the October 20th, 25 meeting, or is that 21st?
21st.
21st,
The
2025 meeting. The board minutes, the draft board minutes of the October 30th, 2025 meeting, the draft minutes of the board meeting on October 9th, 2025, and the draft board minutes for the meeting on November 24th, 2025.
Okay, a
And I make a
motion.
motion that those all be tabled.
Okay, there's a motion, second. Motion, second. Discussion, we've had plenty.
Yeah, just want to add one thing. All board members were given copies of these. So if we're going to have serious issues with these in the future, just go ahead and let us know ahead of time so we can knock these out next time around without having to table constantly.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, I believe with the change over the board and being behind a couple months, I mean, this just didn't work out for the best, and we're not going to sign things that we
Yep, agreed.
not
We're
seen.
good.
So, discussion, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm sure there's none. Okay. All right, next, President's report. Good evening. Welcome to our last 2025 board meeting. Your new board looks forward to 2026 and being a board that helps mend this community. Our utmost goal as a board should be to come together and get along. It starts with us. When we accomplish this, it will then start to bring the community back together. If we get nothing else accomplished this year, let's try to get some things caught up first. And you can see just by minutes, we're in a hole. Let's succeed in getting along. Let's make dredging a 4-letter word and get it out of our vocabulary. That's being done right now as we speak, and it'll soon be over. Personally, as your president, I've spent a lot of hours learning all I could from our board members, and thank you. I can't thank Marilyn enough, as well as everybody else. I spent more hours in reading policies, bylaws, covenants, past board meeting minutes, emails, and by now you understand. I've put in a lot of hours. I know how much time our past president, Marilyn Whites, and our president from 2 years ago, Stan Earhart, put into this job as your association president. I can't thank the current board members for all their support and input to date in our transition. It's been a difficult and busy month in many ways. There have been more questions than answers. There have been more no's than yeses, and there's been difficulty with change, but I get it. The one most important thing I've learned in the past month that is we are lacking in communication. Communication between our board members, and more importantly, communication back to the people of Wedgefield that we represent. I now realize the number of emails Rob gets here in the office that get passed on to the board. Many get unanswered. Our residents deserve better. I've seen firsthand the number of people that call the office with questions, those that show up to get their question answered, or those that show up to take anything and everything out on whoever might be sitting in the office that day. The sad thing is, most of this lands in Rob's lap when these things are predominantly board issues. And by communication, I mean we have to learn to talk to each other again, spend less time behind the keyboards. The numerous hours spent this last month speaking with some of you or all of you have been far more valuable to me and probably yourselves than emails and texts or phone calls. I've worked happily side by side with many of you in the past few months. Leading by example was how I grew up. I challenge each and every one of you to volunteer, work together to make Wedgefield better, and just see where y'all can take us. Are there things going on in Wedgefield that may not seem fair to you? Yes. Are there things going on you don't like? Yes. Are the things the board needs to help you out with? Yes. We have some things to fix that appear to be broken. So please give myself and this entire new board a chance. On behalf of this board, I certainly feel the pressure to perform both for myself and for everyone else at this table. I am one of 9. We all need to do better, and we will. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God bless you all. Vice President report.
No report today, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Blaine. Secretary report.
Yes, sir. I want to begin this report by thanking Stan Earnhardt for his devotion to this post over the last year. His efforts to begin pushing this board into the electronic era were timely and thoughtful. It will be my goal this year to build upon his foundation of successes and nudge the WPA further into the 21st century. At the 2025 annual meeting in November, the community voted to ask the board to investigate online proxy voting as an option for upcoming members' meetings. As the owner of the election committee, I will form this year's member election committee early and set a charge to investigate online proxy voting and, if appropriate, create policy amendments for delivery to our compliance chair and start the process of online proxy voting capabilities for the upcoming 2026 annual meeting. As discussed at the 2025 meeting, this will only be an additional method of voting offered to our members in the process if the process is found viable. The board will also continue to look at internal email and document storage solutions. I hope to ask for a vote for such a solution by the January meeting. Any solution we select should meet minimum requirements of WPA administered email accounts and cloud document collaboration and storage. Online document collaboration between board members and the office is key for a simplified WPA administration system. We won't stop here, but this will be a significant milestone as we continue to modernize our back office systems. As most of our documents are already electronically stored, I encourage members to ensure you have access to the member area of our website. We will be adding more documents to this section as appropriate, and I welcome suggestions for content. I will work with the rest of the board and the communications committee to ensure members have accurate, up-to-date information about our association available on this site. Again, thank you to Stan for leading the charge and more especially last year as secretary for the board. I look forward to working with him and all the other directors as we try to deliver more value and transparency to our members. Respectfully submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. All right. Thank you. Treasury report. Of course, Jonathan is out tonight. The only thing I have from Jonathan, and it should be in your packets, is a Russell Bach update of what he's got him going on. I guess summary, and I'll go ahead and read it. Significant progress has been made on reconciling Wedgefield's financial accounts and preparing the foundation for accurate year-end reporting. Remaining work primarily consists of completing a small number of reconciliations and coordinating a forthcoming audit. The project remains on schedule, and the accounting records will be ready for final adjustments once reconciliations are complete. And in Jonathan lists, there's a whole scope of work to date that's been done. There's work completed so far, current status, next steps, trying to get this audit completed. At the bottom, as all your board members see, he's asking for some input from us to proceed with the coordination with the audit firm. The board needs to confirm the type of audit engagement they would like performed. Full audit versus review versus compilation. Once the board clarifies the level of assurance desired, I can finalize the engagement details with the audit firm and proceed accordingly. I have seen Jonathan's email to many of his board members, and I know what they have recommended back to him, but I think as a board, we should probably submit our recommendation also.
I haven't gotten anything from Jonathan.
No. His committee.
Oh, his committee.
His committee, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay,
His committee. And I've seen at least 3 replies from his committee on it. So do we have a motion one way or another on what you would all like to see, what type of audit to be completed? And that's pretty much how he asked his group.
Mr. Chairman,
Sir?
I'm, just don't know. I mean, so the 2024 financial statements needed to get updated and reviewed, and I'm assuming that's what he's talking about here. And then an audit or compilation or review of the 2024 statements, since 2025 is not even finished, you know. I mean, things should be done, but you know, you can't reconcile all your accounts until the year's over. So I'm assuming when he's talking about that stuff, he's talking about 2024. Does anybody here on the board have any knowledge of or confirmation that that's what he's talking about? And that's the work going on 2025 the accountant hadn't done anything there.
Cindy?
I need more information.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. I need
Okay.
more
I just need
information.
more information.
I would agree.
I'm sorry, I
This came
just,
to me. So
this is just out of the blue.
can I get a motion to table?
There's no motion at all.
No motion needed? Okay, it's just his report. You're correct. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Okay, so we'll put that to the side for Jonathan to come back to us with. Committee reports, we're in a little bit of agreement or disagreement on how committees went, and unfortunately, our new president has been dragging his feet a little to name the committee chairs. But that's okay. I've taken my time and interviewed a bunch of people, and we'll name those shortly. But if there's any existing chair that has a report to do tonight, Gary, go ahead with your roads.
One update, actually just today, so when they did all the paving work, they forgot about Daniel Morel. And I don't know how that got missed, but there was some personnel, issues with who was running it, and somehow that got missed, but it got done today. So it's done now. So the only really major outstanding thing that needs to be done is the extension rings for the two courts, Hague Court and Jericho, yeah. So they're still working on that. I'm not sure what the issue is there, that they can't seem to get these on order yet, but I'm pressing them, and basically I've told them you're not getting paid until this gets done. So they're scrambling to try and get it done by the end of the year. Now the one, so again, there was basically two invoices. There was two contracts that we signed. The one, the major contract, which is I think like $210,000 or something like that, somewhere in there, 220, 210.
206 and 60.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that one is still pending on the extension rings being installed. So, but the other one is complete. So we could.
6180 is Daniel Morel by itself.
Well, if Daniel Morel and John Wade's, the end of John Wade's court, they expanded the turnaround there. So that one is actually complete. And I guess what we need to talk about is if they do come in and get the work done by the end of the year, do we want to try and, I don't know if we want to make a motion right now to approve it pending that work being done, approve the payment. Because I'm not sure whether that needs to have a whole board vote on that, or
It will.
If
I haven't seen the bill number.
the invoice.
Two contracts.
Robert's got the invoices.
Robert's got the invoices.
He's got both invoices.
Okay. I just assume the work got done, and then we can call a special meeting and get it passed through and vote on to get it done. But I just assume we got that work done. I drove Jericho and Hague yesterday, and I noticed that had not been done. So
Yeah. There's
But,
basically six extension rings that need to be installed.
When we approved the work, was there the approval for paying at the same time? You know, did we already make that approval to pay them upon completion? So do we need to have another vote to pay them? Because we approved the expenditure.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think so. So I think if it, I'm not sure that we need to approve it again.
Okay,
I
so,
guess
yeah, well,
you're probably right on
I know
that.
the contracts are in there. I saw them both. Ralph got me the second copy of the 6180 was not in there. And
Yeah.
Ralph and you got that for me.
Yeah.
But,
So,
but
yeah.
there needs to be, and I assume it's in our bylaws, a process still. Somebody's got to affirm in writing that the work is done, been inspected and done, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll count on you two,
Before
you two
the,
guys. And
before any payment, so maybe we just make sure
Okay.
that our procedures are followed.
best thing, try to get a date. I know they don't have a date.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Believe me, I was hammering them today all day to try and get a date, but
Try to get a date.
yeah.
What's
But
an
I mean, excuse me.
I'm sorry, I interrupted
No,
you.
that's okay. Go
What's
ahead.
an extension ring?
Basically.
I'm an accountant, I don't know.
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things.
So, you know, when they paved, they added material to what was there. And so that brings the manhole covers, you know, are
Yep.
sunk down
I
further
know, it
now.
looks like a
And
big
then,
pothole
what
now.
they do is
Yeah.
they have an extension ring that fits over that and then just allows them to lift the manhole cover up and put it on top
I
of
drove
that.
Jericho the other day and I noticed that.
Yeah. Now, the problem is that for some reason, Georgetown County uses an odd size. And so they had, you know, the paving company came out here, they had, you know, a stack of the rings, but they weren't the right size. And now they have to go through Georgetown County. And what I'm finding out from them is that it's not an easy process to get this guy to get these things. Because they basically said, we're going to need them, please order them. And that hasn't happened yet. He was trying to get a hold of them. He's left 3 calls for him today and hasn't got a reply. So.
All right, thank you.
Just keep us posted. Ralph,
Yep.
Gary.
Okay.
All right. Let me cut in. I'll quick read Adams Hall's drainage report. On December 17th, Long Range Infrastructure Committee is having an initial consultation with G3 Engineering to discuss project planning for 2026. Drainage Committee will be taking recommendations from this meeting to set schedule for the upcoming year. That's 3:00 tomorrow, even though it came out as 8 to 8:30 tomorrow night, but it is 3. So that's Gary's, or I'm sorry, that's Adam's report. Chris, you got yours? Anything? Okay, please.
So, of course, dredging's continued. They're on Pine Grove right now. They should be to the end of Pine Grove, barring some of the weather issues we've had, maybe here in the next week or so. They've already called in Earthworks for a survey, which will be the way they will get paid for the dredging from the river all the way up. It's basically called stage 1. We'll send out an update on that here in the next week or so. Again, if anybody wants to be on that list right now, it's just the canal owners. If anybody wants to be on that list, let our committee know, and we'll add you to the email list. Other than that, we've got the docks. There were some social media comments that the docks fell apart. There was some foam down there. Wasn't anything on our docks. We went down, checked. The docks are all secure. We do have 1 or 2 boards that we're going to here in the next week secure, but they're not like a liability trip fall or anything like that. So that's it.
Thank you, Chris. Inga, I thought I saw her here. Yes, I did.
Not to be overlooked.
I saw you come in.
Well, real short. The village association is hoping that with the new board, things will change and that finally resolutions from the WPA is to correct the flooding in regimes 3 and 5, as well as resolutions on paving the roads in Wedgefield Village Road and Pool Place will take place. We would appreciate a response before the end of the year. Thank you.
Thanks, Inga. Any other past chair in here? I don't believe so. Cindy, you got anything from
No,
local?
I'm not.
I can't see you out there. You got nothing?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, thank you all. Unfinished business, and I compiled this list from the sets of minutes that had not been approved. So tonight now, we do have the social media policy in front of us, which should be the first one on the list. And way back when, we had first reading, and it's never had second reading and approval. Do we have any motion?
What hasn't had second reading?
Social media policy that's in your
Mr.
packet.
President, per policy, these have to go through compliance first. And from my understanding, they have not gone through
They have not
compliance.
gone through compliance.
Yeah, so.
See,
we should not be
there
voting
was
on these.
discussion on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So new compliance, then we'll go through, that one's been tabled, landscape's been tabled, PPE's been tabled. We just need to get these things, and we'll move those to the top of compliance's list to get working on. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Any other old business that the board knows of?
How about this Bobby's Tech thing,
Emails.
Yes, sir.
about creating a server?
Right. Blaine and I had some discussions on that one in November and early December. I have reached out to Rob to change the proposal, and we're going to come back to the board with another proposal in January at our January meeting. I'll let everybody know what that is in that proposal and fully explain it prior to that meeting.
Like a request for proposal or a vendor's proposal?
It's
to us?
it's going to be a vendor proposal to us.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
New business. First item on there is, and this came up at the annual meeting in November, is that a lot of people go through here and can't get here. Robert's 4-day-a-week work hours, and could we look at maybe staying open till 6, 1 or 2 times a month? Robert and I had a discussion, and Robert has no problem with it. I'm doing that. I don't know if once a month is enough, but Robert and I talked maybe twice a month, every 2 weeks. Try to keep the office open to 6 for those people that work till 5. I believe he's still okay with it. He's not shaking his head. Yes, no, thumbs up means good to go. So if I could get a motion from the floor on that.
I move to send a policy amendment to compliance to have that, because isn't that a policy, his work hours? Yeah, so we'll have to send a policy
To
amendment to
compliance also.
compliance. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Motion's made to send that to compliance. Another thing for the new compliance chair.
Since I'm the compliance chair,
You don't know that yet.
will someone write something up as a proposal, a proposed change, and then send it to me?
Yeah, I'll take care of that for you.
Secretary Wills, do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, if you need me, let me know.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, we'll
we can
coordinate.
prepare.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cat's out of the bag, Bill's compliance.
Well, I could wait.
All right, the next two things, yes.
Forget one in the unfinished business.
Oh,
the October, the
Lots.
lot survey.
Yeah,
Yep, sure.
that's actually a good point. So for that unfinished business, that portion of it, during that discussion last month or November, last month, we talked about trying to find an existing plat of our property there, and I have not yet found that. I have looked around, I have not found it. I would like to continue with that motion to have that piece of property surveyed, just so we can find out what is ours, for the purpose of making sure that the property owner that is going to be building a dock, that has a dock permit approved, is not encroaching on WPA land. We'll have to find a solution, but right now we just need a survey.
So the way that was left, there was a motion made and it was tabled. And I guess right now,
It was tabled because there supposedly is an existing survey. And also, the property owner in question has a survey
of his
of
property.
his property.
Correct.
So he knows where his line is, and that seems to be the dispute.
Yeah, yeah. He does have, I've actually found the survey for the plat for his property. And as it stands, the plans that were approved by ARC would encroach over 2.5 feet on WPA property and also block WPA bulkhead. So we need to figure out a solution to that issue at this point. And the best way is because no one has come forward with a survey of our land or a plat of our land, we need to get it surveyed so we know where we are and we can adjust it as needed.
Did you look up there to see if there are any plats up there?
I have not.
Okay, there's a whole bunch of maps and plats upstairs in
Okay.
the attic, so you might check up there.
Okay. Thank you. I will take a look at that. Okay. So you were wanting to table it again? Is that what?
I would say
Is-
before we spend the money, let's take a quick look up there and see what we can find. And that's a 5-10 minute look just to see what's up there.
Okay. Can I amend the motion that if we don't find a plat upstairs, that we move forward with ordering a survey at that area?
It's a motion on the table to amend that motion.
Need a second?
Need a second, please?
I'll second.
Second.
I think we should
Discuss.
wait till we have more board members and also reach out to the offending property owner.
We can still do business without three
We have- yeah,
board
we have a
members.
quorum.
We have a quorum, so we don't need to wait for them to weigh in on this one. We're not affecting the property owner. We're affecting us, and the property owner is affecting us. So we just need to figure out an amicable solution here. In long term, my idea is we take that survey and we use it to carve out more land for them. I'm not trying to stop them in any way. I've never wanted to stop them from having a dock. It's possible that neighbors want that. I'm not sure, but that's my idea right now. We need to know what we own, period.
Does the, 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
Does the owner's survey show that their plan submitted to ARC does go outside of their property?
The owner's survey shows that they have 1.5 feet of canal frontage. 1.5 feet. Now you have to have 3 feet for a walkway.
The
Out there.
property owner also did reach out to the county, and the county went there with the survey, and the county
They did not survey.
granted him.
They did
a
not survey.
permit.
It wasn't a survey that they did. They just came out, the building inspector, he came out and just looked at what they were planning to do and said, yeah, I don't have a problem with this. That's not a survey at all. We do not know where our property is. In fact, there's a stake out there that's sitting on top of our drainage pipe that is like 15, 20 feet
Yeah, that
into
was
our
moved.
property
That
line.
was moved.
And when you said, find an amicable solution, which sounds reasonable, where you sounded like maybe might be talking about giving them a little bit of land, or maybe just giving an easement,
Either
or I don't know what.
either a quick claim or a sell, something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that solution is yet. I want to know what property we own before we can go any further.
And I think I stated when I was in the audience, I know a survey has been done on our lot because one of the stakes when the survey was done is still under the WPA or my property line's fence.
Oh, that's right.
So that stake is still there. And the one Brian refers to as the drain was moved, so I'm sure we have one up there.
Yeah.
We just have to find the thing and then, but I'm all for working a solution with the people, but we
So
just,
it's the people on the other side across from you?
no, on the end.
They're on the corner. So as you pass by Governor John, was it Swamp Fox? Is that the one, is that the next road? Swamp Fox? John Green, sorry about that. They're on the corner of John Green and Wedgefield Road.
Okay.
Kind of on the end of the canal, just offset.
Okay, I was picturing you were on the end of the canal. Okay, that's why I said that.
No.
Okay. One more house down.
Yeah, but it's right there. That corner lot belongs to the HOA, WPA, Wedgefield.
And that's where 81 and 82 are?
81 and 82 are on John Green. Our lot is on Governor Johnston and Wedgefield. So it's in between those two roads. That's what we're talking about.
But both lots, 81
Yes,
and
yes.
82, okay.
82 is on John Green, but they're neighbors to 81.
Okay, thank you.
You're 81? They're 82? Oh, who's 82?
Me.
It's not labeled that way.
I'm
You're
82.
82? Okay.
81 should be.
So the land between 81 and 82 then.
81 should be
Thank you.
the
Thank you for the
property.
correction.
We need to get back to business. We need to get back to business.
That's right.
2551 Wedgefield. And the state has been moved so it lines up with the big ass drainage pipe, and that is incorrect. It's been moved. It belongs 3 feet to the east. Been
We
over
just
this
gotta-
house with the other board, when we turned down the prior owners from putting in a dock because it crossed property lines and violated Department of Natural Resources by going out into the cove.
We'll save that for discussion, but we got to find that plat.
Yeah.
So our property up there.
If we can't, then that's the motion. If we can't do it, then, well, that's an amendment. If we can't find the plat, then,
Okay.
then move forward.
And I'm okay moving forward with that. We had the motion about if we can't find the plat to move forward with another survey.
So we have the amendment that we have to vote on, and then if it passes, regardless if it passes or not, vote on the motion itself.
So he's amended our initial, to go ahead with the survey. If we can't find it, he's amended. Can we go ahead and move forward with that? Motion has been made to amend his original request here. It's on the floor as a motion. Is there a second?
Yeah, he's
It's
second.
been seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No,
No.
No.
3-3.
All right, that,
3-3?
the motion failed, or the amendment
failed.
failed.
Motion failed.
it fails.
All right, so the amendment failed. Now we vote on the motion itself, or we can table it. I'll move to table.
I table. So move to table. Second.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, new business, we were down to, and this is a gray area for me, a couple things that were passed at the, or one thing that was passed at the annual meeting is the one bylaw that passed. When do we move forward and update is that
That has to be signed and sent to the
signed,
county.
sealed,
It has to be
taken to the
signed,
county?
notarized, and sent to the county clerk, and it should have been done within 10 business days.
All right, who is in charge of getting that done? Being, I'm new to this, and we were asked the question of what happened to that, and I noticed it's not still in
I
there.
don't even know which one it was.
It's a special meeting. It's the one that passed.
Yeah, about the meeting.
Oh, did that one pass?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, one, who can
No, it's
who can call a special meeting?
Oh, I know what we mean. Okay. Yeah,
WPA.
and it basically didn't change anything.
Yeah.
It just changed.
Changed the
It just changed
listing.
the way it was listed.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's right there.
it just changed the
So
format.
Bob, the only thing that we need to do is somebody just needs to sign it. We get it notarized, and somebody just needs to take it to the courthouse and get it done. And then as soon as we get it back, then communications can put it on the website.
We have to send it to the state.
You just
Courthouse
say-
doesn't care. The
what-
state,
yeah.
Secretary of State.
we just have to get it done. So somebody on the board, Bob, as you as president, will sign it and get it notarized, and
Okay.
a representative will just take care of it.
All right, I'll dig that up and get that signed in and, okay,
But we can't put it on the website until it gets.
till it's all that's through. Okay, thank you. And how about the candidates' resumes are still all out there? Those can come down, just say yes, right? Okay, I'll take care of that one. Sharon's just after me to do some stuff, so I'd like to keep her moving forward. All right, any other new business?
I don't have any.
Okay. All right, new committee chairs. I'm sure you've all been waiting for that. Of course, you all know numerous postings were on the bulletin board site asking for volunteers for chairs. And quite a few people responded. So we took those into consideration. Myself as the new president, I truly believe most of these committees should be at least people associated or on the board, and I took that under advisement also. So I would say probably 75 to 80% of them are that way, are current board members. And once these are named tonight, then each committee chair, go ahead and get your committee together to bring to the next board meeting in January. Also along those lines, I love our secretary to, or not secretary, our vice president to help me out a little bit this year being new. So these committee chairs should get their committee members to him, and he will get that stuff to me just so we can keep moving forward. Blaine can do a lot to help me with myself being new, and I think that's a good start to get him more involved as vice president. If something happens to me, that's a different story, but in the meantime, it'll give him a lot more to do with this community. All right, so new committee chairs, landscaping and grounds. I had two Jennifers volunteer, Laura Moore and Stoddard. 5-year planning committee, Brian was heading it up. Blaine will now co-chair that. Long range drainage will be Adam Hall. Drainage will also stay Adam Hall. That's down a little bit. Condo liaison will remain with Inga. Roads, I will name Ralph Reifenauer as the new chair. He and Gary will work closely, but Ralph and I had a good hour or so discussion on where we're going with that. Welcome committee will remain as Cindy Fry. Finance will remain as Jonathan Rutstein. Legal will now be Bill Condon. Communications will be co-chaired by Patrick Montgomery and Blaine Beadle. I've had great conversation with Sharon and Stephanie, and I would love them to remain on, but of course that's out of my hands. They do an excellent job of what they've been doing. Drainage, Adam Hall, we talked about. Water amenities will remain as Chris Carroll and Adam Anderson. PPE, I did not name one. I'm kind of the type person where I want a PPE person. Well, what do you want me to do? Well, there's not a policy because we just went over that tonight. It's never been put through. So it's kind of tough for me to get a PPE person when I can't tell them what they're to do, or I can't hand them something and say, here's what we do. All right, the last three positions, compliance, ARC, and community liaison have to be board members per our manual. And compliance will now be, oh wait, Bill gave it away. Compliance will be Bill Condon.
You can take it away.
Oh, no, I thought you volunteered earlier.
Oh.
ARC, that one, we went back and forth a number of times. I'll be quite honest. And at the end of the day, it ended up where it had to be either Jonathan or myself, and I chose Jonathan. So community liaison, and this is the one that, to me, with what I preached earlier about the getting back to the community and answering and we just kind of drop things and we just don't get back. This is probably going to be the most important spot that I see this year, just so we start answering the community. And that's going to be co-chaired by Cindy Fry and Marilyn Whites. Community liaison. Okay, I think that covers those. I do know that later on I have to do a nominating committee and election committee, but I think by the months I got June and August from our policy manual, so I'm sure the rest of the board will correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I know we've got to get that done down the road. Okay. And we just talked about the chairs getting their committees put together to, the entire board has to vote on your committee, and we'll do that at the next meeting.
Mr. President, if I could just interject really fast. We need to make sure that all committee chairs and committee members, along with board members, sign confidentiality forms. I have a list of those, so anyone that's present here tonight, please step by, pick up a form, sign it, and hand it in to Rob. Thanks.
And along those lines, the three new board members tonight, I believe it's in your packet for us three to sign tonight, Bill, Cindy, and myself. Committee chairs, like Brian said, let's get them signed. All right, along that line, as chairs, you have a month to get your committee, but you also, let's get your objectives, let's get your possible goals and your budgets for 2026. I don't think that's asking a lot. We need to start knowing everybody's goals, what you're going to do for the year. And let's try to make this a little bit better so we all know what page or where we're headed. And I think that'll be a good start. Everybody has a month to get that together. All right.
Mr. President, I move that we move to executive session to discuss a very brief personnel matter.
Second.
Thank you.
All right. It's been a motion to move to a quick executive session. I know it's cold out there. I'm going to say it's 3 minutes, and we'll get you back in here.
No, absolutely not.
I had a problem then, I got a problem now. Can't do that.
What's the last thing on the agenda?
I'm gonna post my network.
Yeah.
The last thing is adjourning and the next meeting. Have you got your compliance committee here? You need an extra body. Let me know. I'm available.
You may volunteer.
I'd rather follow.
Your details
I'd rather follow.
would probably be helpful. I wasn't gonna ask you, because I figured you were too
The
busy.
chairs are signing.
But you're,
They're not signing this.
That's not approved yet.
If you need me.
Oh, they're in there.
yeah, I mean, you're,
Just sign this one. You want to see your packet?
I'd say, I'll have you if you'll do it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they should. We are doing a new code of ethics, not a confidentiality. You would change the confidentiality code of ethics?
I think we changed, yeah, we
That's
changed
code
it
of
to code
ethics,
of
yeah.
conduct.
But this is
Right.
confidentiality, that's the third one.
That's a third. That's a third.
What we should have.
No, this is what you should have.
Okay.
All right, executive session. Yeah.
Yeah, we approved a Christmas bonus for Robert. Yeah, that was-
One was. All right, next, WPA meeting is January 20th at 7 PM. Barring any, special meeting that we have to call before that, let's hold on. I do know the holidays, Thanksgiving, the meeting, Christmas, a lot of people gone has, kind of burdened us all, but, we got through it. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion on the floor to adjourn, do I have a second?
Second.
Everybody's moving. All right, motion, meeting is adjourned and, let's have a short Q&A session for members of the board or vice versa. Jennifer?
Yes, as the co-chair of the landscaping committee now again, I have a quick concern about the insurance liability for volunteers. So I would like that straightened out before the landscaping committee plants in the spring, if we need to hire somebody or we'll be responsible for doing it.
A number of the members here know that is on a list that we have to certainly dig into. I need to know who we have it with, when it's due, when it comes up, and what we have to do to make sure we're all covered. Because when I'm out there trying to help them, well, you can't get on a ladder because then, that's hard on all of us. So we do have to review that. So that's under consideration. I think this whole board knows that we have to look at that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What is the proper procedure to apply for a committee? Do we send in an email? I mean, if you want to volunteer to be on the committee, what's the proper procedure to?
Okay, right now, the chairs will be out on the minutes, or if you wrote them down, in any of those committees, you can contact your chair direct of the one you want to be on, or send it to Robert on HOA Wedge, and he will get it to the proper chair. And then they will form their committee, members, bring it up for the vote. So either way, go to direct to your chair, send it to Robert, he'll get it to the chair.
Bob, do you know who is going to chair Spectrum?
Well,
Bill? He's an accountant. He would do Spectrum and get them in and say why we're running.
there's no
a
spec, yeah, I know.
Modified accounting system that is not, isn't even cash flow accrual.
Well, here,
Very strange situation we have.
here's what I know about Spectrum and a committee and a policy following that person. There isn't one. So I think Jonathan's and finance has been keeping up with Spectrum. We don't have just a Spectrum chair. We have had in the past, but nowhere is there a policy say this person's in charge of Spectrum. The problem with me being new is I can only do what I can read and move forward with. There's a lot of gray area, things grayer than my hair that I've not been able to find or take care of. And Spectrum is another one. Right now, finance has been handling it. Jonathan, with Miss Peggy's help. It's kind of it's a tough problem, but I do know, and some of you may have got, letters went out December 4th. And with Robert out this past week and me working here Monday through Thursday, first thing that started happening was $240 checks started coming in to pay Spectrum bills, when we all know it's 80 a month. So these people that were coming with 240 were just behind. So the letter got their attention. But I understand, Joe, it's a problem we have to look into. And here's what I would do if I were the finance guy. I would take somebody on that committee and give them Spectrum, and that's their job.
Is Bill on that committee?
That's up to Jonathan. But if I was Jonathan, I'd have Bill on that committee.
a P&L statement from Spectrum, and I realized that he was giving us 6 or 7 months of income and only 5 months of expenses. Thereby showing a false profit.
Again, I
Plus,
can't.
Spectrum has not paid a dime to the HOA in a year and a half, and the Spectrum committee, which you said didn't exist, stated they were going to pay $4,000 a month. That got changed when they realized they weren't making any money and dropped it down to $2,860. Haven't paid that either, 18 months.
Well, Joe, obviously you know more about it than me. In my first month, Spectrum has not been on my agenda, and I just don't know where that lies. But can I work on that in the future?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we can all make it better.
Another idea, why don't we make Spectrum an LLC and get it held on the HOA?
Again, well taken. We have great committee chairs that, we have a good set of new eyes right here. And the amount of conversation Bill and I have personally had on a lot of things are going to go a long way out here. I have all my faith in what he can do and help out and bring.
If I could just clarify, the reason Spectrum Committee was set up was during the establishment of getting the program up and running and contacting people and getting the billing and all of that in place. And once that got in place and the Spectrum started running on its own, we didn't need a separate committee. It all fell under finance. So that's why finance has been handling it at this point.
I appreciate that, Merle. That's history I don't know. So
And it was set up the way the accountant told us to set it up.
Well, accountant told you to set it up.
And it was set, and it was
Dave, let us speak.
under the advice of our accountant. We went to our CPA and we also went to our auditor and we set it up the way they suggested we do it. So we worked under their advice. We also checked with our attorney. So we checked all the boxes the way they told us to do it. So moving forward, now I haven't been on that committee for the last year, so I can't address those issues. But with that initial setup, I know how it was set up. I know how it was planned. We did not have a committee. We probably should have, but we did it upon the advice of our accountants and our financial advisors, the way they told us to, the way they suggested we do it. We made sure our I's were dotted and our T's were crossed.
appreciate that background. And, Joe, everybody, we can get better at that kind of stuff. But again, It falls in finance. I believe it's going well. I've been doing this job a month. I don't know that. I'll honestly tell you, I don't know. Can we look into it? And hopefully all is well? Yes.
And just to dogpile on Spectrum, since we're on the subject right now, and not to draw it out, I spoke to my HTC guy last week. I have HTC, and he said that we're overdue for fiber in the neighborhood, and because of Spectrum, we don't have fiber. So I just wanted to bring it to y'all's attention and just let you know that as long as we are paying the HOA is collecting money for Spectrum, we won't have fiber in the neighborhood. So just something to talk about, something to discuss in future meetings and stuff. I feel strongly about it, and
Does that mean we have to wait until our contract expired with Spectrum to be able to address that?
so that's a good question. Last I talked to
I have-
John about
I have
that,
something else
he
too.
said that you can leave Spectrum anytime. However, I don't know if that's true.
No,
Yeah,
our
there's-
5-year contract as.
Oh,
as the
with
HOA.
Spectrum.
Yeah.
So I would assume that we can, and
Somebody have to pay it off.
yeah, and so I don't know if we can leave it early unless we like put up some money, but I think that we should explore a different, if we wanted the Spectrum deal, there's different ways we can structure that wouldn't affect HTC as much, and it would give us a freer market here in the neighborhood, which I think is a good thing. So I think we should explore that.
So does anybody have an understanding if Spectrum is going to be extending it after the 5-year contract is expired?
You know, we have to
I don't
renew
know
it.
yet.
We have to
My
renew it.
understanding is they will not.
Yeah, we have to renew it. And at that point, anytime before then, we can start using the leverage of this contract and our population here to either renew and renegotiate our current Spectrum contract or go with another provider. We can open it up to an RFP if we wanted to. But we would have to be liable for the current contract. We have to pay it off.
Right.
I'm not saying that we should or not, but yeah.
We're in the 3rd year of that?
We're in
Is
the
that
second,
correct?
second.
So 3 years, because I don't believe
Yeah.
they'll extend it.
Yeah.
I don't think they offered it.
It's not in the contract, no. Not to auto renew, no.
So I have some contradictory information. Aaron from HTC, whenever they came out the last time, who is my contact, who contacts me now every time they start working out here, has told me that whenever they replace any cable out here, HTC is replacing cable. So Aaron from HTC has responded and told me they are putting fiber optics out here. However, I have had another contact from HTC say that they are not. So I am getting contradictory information.
So
So-
to clear that up, they have it ready for us in the neighborhood, but they can't roll it out completely because they'll lose money on it. And they don't have enough customers in the neighborhood. That's what I was told.
Exactly. But like I said, I've
But-
been talking with Aaron, so.
As far as their plan to roll out fiber, they should have already done our neighborhood years ago, is what I was told. So because of that, they're trying to get all the fiber done in Georgetown by the end of next year. And they may or may not complete us by then because of the Spectrum contract. That's what was told to me. So I just wanted everyone to be aware of that. I think that's pertinent information and, I think it's BS, so.
Thank you.
Steve?
Just about the survey and the dock between 80 and 81 and 82. I mean, we don't have a problem with a dock, but we don't want the dock to infringe on our property either. And it seems like to this point, we've just kind of been left out of the process. And I mean, I've told our neighbor, I don't have a problem with your dock, but we don't want it to infringe on our property as well. So I don't really care if it infringes on the HOA property. Don't, just being blunt, but we don't want it infringing on ours or our bulkhead because we own that bulkhead. The HOA doesn't own ours. We had to pay for that.
Isn't there a certain amount of feet that has to be away from your property line, like 15?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yes,
So-
5 feet.
But again, I mean, I'm not telling anyone they can't build a dock. If the HOA approves it, fine. But I just want to be part of the process.
Yeah, thank you for that
Okay.
clarification.
And on that subject, since that lot is HOA, and if it infringes on that, don't you need to get the permission of all people that are in good standing in the HOA before we give away or compromise the property that is common area now. I don't think it should be left up to 9 people. That's how we got in the Method Spectrum in the first place.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be up to the entire community.
Jill, so I'm aware of that argument. The covenants say that the board is in
Can
charge.
decide.
It does everything, all the property negotiation on behalf.
Well, hopefully the board will consider the fact that neighborhood kids fish from there. They won't be able to when there's a dock built there. And also the big drainage pipe is there and a floating dock is gonna impede that. And the only other place would be in front of our property, which is not okay with us, so.
Go ahead.
I mean, they have 17 inches.
If my understanding, 2 other families that lived there was denied.
Yes.
What will happen if that other family who chose to sell their house because they were denied, could they come back and sue y'all?
Probably.
I would if I were them.
I would. And if, I know of 2, it could be the Grays that own the house to begin with. So that would actually be 3 families that,
Or denied.
were not denied.
Were they denied or did they never come?
I was told that that did not happen, that they never came forward for a dock. Maybe they discussed it with people, but there's no record of them ever applying for it.
Because they knew it wasn't their land.
They tried to buy some of the HOA land and they were denied. Then the price was raised on them. There was
Something
a,
tells me that's why the survey was done. Of our- Yes.
and they were very upset when they left the neighborhood because they wanted to build a dock. And so they sold their house at a lower value and they're not far from here, so they'll know.
That's why I think
They
there's
will know a dock is being built.
Bob, we also had drainage work and bulkhead work done that I think required those surveys. That drainage was redone.
on that entire section. Zid's right at your.
That's the biggest drainage pipe coming out into the,
Is this the
from the
biggest
neighborhood.
lot?
The first drainage pipe as well.
Big.
I was upstairs this weekend looking for that flat.
Okay. Let me look.
Well,
It's nice and neat totally up there.
I have a question. I believe it was Marilyn who said that the owner had a survey. Do we have that? I mean, do you all have that? Because if you do, that should,
Yeah.
Yes, we have a survey.
That's the sources.
a survey, not just
We have a
their,
plat. We have a plat from a survey that's done, when they carved out that.
for ours. That was ours. We-
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2021, I think Bob Man signed us when it got carved out, to make that new lot. Is that right? Did they make a new lot? No, they carved out a little piece of your property.
Yeah.
In order to make that.
That's the 17 inches.
Yes.
So we have that survey, but I don't,
They don't
she
have
says
one of
the
their
existing
own.
owner has one and he told us
All
he
they have
didn't.
is just a county.
There's a plat, that's what there's deeds, in fact, we have one, it's an actual plat of that
Yeah.
property. County, your property, we show, we see yours, we see ours, but it's theirs.
Yes.
But
Sorry.
county plat.
But it was our survey.
That's county plat's not a
done.
survey.
Fair enough.
But it was,
Okay.
we have a copy of our survey that shows that, and I think that might be what you all have, but that's not provided by the homeowner.
I'll go back and look.
The homeowner should get a survey done.
I thought I see it, but I don't remember looking.
Anyway.
Yes.
Well, we just, whatever you all do, we just would like to be included.
Absolutely. I think it's important.
I mean,
And as everyone is talking about that, you know, not infringing on their property, and that there is a gigantic drainage pipe there with all the drainage problems that we already have, we should really take that into consideration before you let someone build a dock in front of the drainage pipe, because, you know, we already have problems with the drainage and the canals and all the bickering that's going on. We don't need to make it worse. And it is true, I live on that. I know that the people left also because they could not get some of that property. They wanted that property so they could have more property, so they could build and go out into the water. And they were told no.
Okay, well, let us find what we get.
And that was after Kathy.
We're not, after she.
Yes. After the Altmans, they were fine with not being able to go out on the water. because they had another place up in Surfside. But the people that, after her house burned down and the home was built after that, that was 2 more families that came in that said they told no. So,
But Alton's had a dock where theirs is, that was behind
Did
that
they?
lot.
They own
They
both
used
lots.
to park the boat
Yeah.
there on the second lot, yeah. that
I
was-
didn't know there was a dock there.
I was, when we came.
Yeah, they had a boat station there. So, if there's nothing else, it's,
Thank you, Bob.
there was nobody in that property. Broke.
Explain it brings to me.
yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I
never would have thought about that.
I'm thinking, these huge potholes.
I know when I went over there, I was like, yeah, this can't stand like this. I went over and I was kind of, talking to the supervisor. I said, what the hell is this? Right. We're gonna get them, don't worry about it, but, that was a month ago.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Different